Where'd he go?
Analysis. YorHa Unit 9S is still alive.
Auguste.
Query.
Or Auguste.
Why would Unit A2 be concerned with the status of Unit 9S after turning on YorHa?
Shut up!
Because I have to be inside of me, and it's a weird thing, okay? Oh no, it's just like the egg things from OG NieR with the pig enemy. They're kind of all one big guy, but they're also a bunch of little guys, and they're all family. I've said a couple times throughout the LP of, like, do the androids even bleed? And I keep forgetting that, like, yeah, they definitely bleed. I think I keep thinking back to the first cutscene, or not cutscene, but first, like, sequence, where we see, without very much blood, I think, 9S's, like, dismembered, almost corpse. Oh shit! No! Oh no, they have the buckets! This is like from the very beginning of Route B!
Do you think you've killed? You think begging for your lives will help? You think that's going to make me forget everything?
Because that one was looking for its brother and trying to help its brother. Yeah. Okay. I'm curious why they gave me a little bit of gameplay there, because it was certainly not my choice as a player to keep attacking. Huh. Like, I'm not upset that it turned into a cutscene where A2 was like, I am going to keep killing them. That does feel in character for her. I'm not going to complain about that. It feels weird that I got a second of gameplay. Okay, we're in loading, and yet also Pod 042. Contact initiated between Pod 042 and Pod 153. What is the matter, Pod 042? This protocol is not an interface intended for conversational use. I agree. Well, I don't know if I agree, but I am noting that. Acknowledged. However, this pod has a confidential transmission for Pod 153. Understood. Begin transmission. An error has been detected in the transmission network between Pod 042 and Pod 153. Hypothesis. Said error is fragmented data caused by deterioration of the transmission environment. It may be so. However, it may also not be so. Message unclear. Clarification requested. After repeated information exchanges between multiple pods, an unexpected phenomenon has occurred. We pods have developed unusually protective feelings toward support units 2B, A2, and 9S. Query. Could this be our will? Unknown. The definition of will is unclear. Will is the question of whether pods are capable of their own self-determination. Even if it were possible, such actions cannot be abided. Successful mission fulfillment is all that matters. Whatever the case, we tactical support units have a duty to see this through to the end. Duty? Heh, you sounded like an android just there. Agreed. But just as androids are influenced by humans, so are we tied to our creators. Perhaps. Pod 153. Do not die. The concept of death has no meaning to tactical support units. However, your expression of concern is appreciated. I also hope that you do not die, Pod 042. Yeah.
Physical check complete.
I fucking love the pods. That's so good.
Maintenance mode.
It's so...
YorHa Unit 9S. Activate.
It's silly of me to be like, oh, the machine life forms, clearly the point is that they're
9S.
gaining their own will and complex feelings and all that.
Analysis. The enemy structural unit collapsed during
But
battle.
surely they'll draw the line at these robots.
Suffered damage from the fall and was placed in emergency suspend mode. Fall location was deemed too dangerous, thus said unit was transported to current location. All system checks and reactivation complete.
Operator.
Operator model 210 is deceased. Black box signal not found.
Oh.
She did
Situation
get stabbed through the heart 3
Tower
times.
access authentication key acquired.
I got a park access key. Is
The
that
required number of authentication keys have been acquired.
park access key sounds like it's
tower
the
is now
oh, it's
open
the
for
access key that was
investigation.
inside of the park. Okay, now I understand. I thought that was like an access key to the park. I was like, I don't know if I need that. Okay. I mean, I'm guessing. I mean, here's the big gamble of, do we think Route D is going to be Route C again? I think so. So I'm okay leaving these side quests on the table, honestly. But I'm willing. I acknowledge that that is a bit of a risk, and I apologize if this is going to lead to me missing some content. But I'm feeling like it's going to be okay. And also, the place they've put us makes me think, like, your gut is supposed to tell you head straight to the tower, because we're very close to it. And we're facing directly towards the route to get to the tower, you know? Also, like, I don't know who the fuck the final boss is going to be, but that final boss probably has its own unit data, so I don't know if we can even possibly complete the reconnaissance unit side quest until after we finish at least one of these routes, right? I don't know. I'm feeling confident that we can keep pushing our plot forward. I'm also at the point where, like, it'd be great to finish some of these side quests, but particularly, like, the fucking desert one, I don't know how much super intense plot we're going to get out of. The specific relics we're picking up have some cool shit, lore-wise. I don't know how much that Matt Mercer NPC is going to give us in terms of cool extra dialogue once we complete that quest. I think we're okay to leave that one be. Of all the side quests to have to leave be, you know? Is there still a save point all the way down here? Feels like a good place to do it. Yeah, okay. Alright, and also, yeah, I will take back a little bit of my grumpiness of A2 heading to the tower unit. I thought it was going to turn out to be, you know, a fight to the death between A2 and 9S. I figured it felt like we need to get to the tower before we're done with a route, so I didn't think it was going to be actually to the death, but I figured it was going to be like, here's the next huge confrontation between the two, and that's technically true, but it wasn't as intense as I thought it was going to be. So I no longer feel quite as, like, what a hand-wavy way to get A2 to get there. Because her presence, while important, was not, like, you know, the most pivotal moment of the game, like I thought it might end up being. So yeah, why don't we see what's going on in this fucking tower? This feels like it might be end of route shit. This feels like it's where the fucking final boss lives. So I think, yeah, let's go ahead and push through with Route C and see what else we got. I also could be wrong, but that's just the vibes I'm getting. The massive fucking tower that spawned in the middle of the whole ass map. That you have to go on several. Did this load in properly? The other two had little onion spires. This is just a. I guess it's. I don't know, man. Are the. I know this has happened for some songs. Is this song also in English now? the instrumentation is loud enough that like I'm not going to be able to pick up on every lyric, which is why I'm not giving super close attention to it. But that is cool that like it becomes more and more recognizable. And also, I was listening to my editing. Most of it's in a different language. Ow! God damn it! I did what you wanted. Oh, do I have to hack each of them individually? Yeah, I think so. I do think one of the songs mentions YorHa. Like, YorHa is in the lyrics, and that is true even before it's translated into English. Do we suppose I have to kill all the towers, or do I just have to make my way to the end here? Ow. I bet I just have to kill the circle. I'm in. Fuck you. I'm gonna switch to the brass knuckles once I get up there, just so I can punch something in the face rather than stab it. I'm in. Multiple circles this time. Nicely. I'm in. Alright, fucker.
Congratulations! You've unlocked all.
God, I fucking hate that voice.
That means a special prize is waiting for you inside.
Big props to the writer and huge props to whoever this voice actress is, because she is fucking nailing the vibes they're going for. It's so good.
Cause is most likely concerned over Unit 9S gaining access to tower.
I just did what they told me to do.
Out of my way! Damn it! They won't stop coming!
Alert. Allied signal detected.
Allies?
Oh, word?
Wait, you?
Also, why did you step in front of the door? I was in the middle of hacking it.
9S, we've been expecting you.
Damn!
The two of us will take things from here. You need to open the door to the tower.
They were serious about the redemption arc, I'll give them that.
Devola? Popola? What are you doing here?
Remember your promise?
What are you talking about?
I haven't played Signalis. That's a completely different character.
None of this makes any sense!
We'll explain everything once we're inside.
I know it's a game about lesbian robots, but I'm like the one robot here that's not a lesbian robot. I'm the only member of YorHa who hasn't played that game. I also love that callback. Like, Pod said allied units, and I trust Pod, so I had a good feeling that it was going to be a fake out. But I love that it's the callback to We've Been Expecting You, making you think that they're going to end up being a boss you have to fight. That was fun. Oh, they're fucking Battle of the Goddesses, I think! Or, no, that's not the name of it, that's the Zelda song. But the Devola and Popola song. That's so fun! That's such a good callback! It's also such a good song. What a smart call to like wait for the perfect time to bring that one in. Because my first thought was like, wow, why haven't they brought this one in sooner? And instantly I'm like, oh no, it was worth the wait
What's
for
this barrier?
Devola and Popola's big moment.
It's part of a closed defensive system.
Well, how do I break it down?
Hypothesis. Unit 9S could permit his self-consciousness data to lose control.
You have to go
The
guts
resulting
berserk,
consciousness
9S.
has an acceptable probability of temporarily paralyzing the barrier.
That's almost as bad as not going in at all!
What happened?
It's the barrier.
Popola!
No, don't!
Popola, what did you think was going to happen? You're not even a hacker!
The wall's got a self-closing
Enough!
algorithm.
Devola and I, we have to atone for our sins no matter what.
Holy shit, dude.
But if you do that, your circuits will...
Devola! Right.
Devola!
I hope you don't regret this.
Popola dies from that, and Devola dies in Popola's arms this time. That's so good. Man, rip to anyone who didn't play OG NieR before this one, because that's one of the sickest moments of the game, and that has almost no meaning if you haven't played the original. Alert! Data records discovered for units Devola and Popola. Oh, okay, so here's the moment explain. This might legitimately just be like, let's pause and talk about how sick that shit was. In case you don't know the context. Do you wish to open this data now? Yeah, let's get a refresher. It might not even be a refresher, this might be completely new content. A dusty wind kisses my cheeks. Buried in sand, we press forward one step at a time. We have nowhere else to go, after all. Because our models, the Devola and Popola models, are defective. Record. Transitions in the project's initial phase. When first we woke, there were still people. They had flesh, egos, emotions, souls, and they issued us a single order. Function as observers of Project Gestalt. This is the sole mission of the twin Devola and Popola models. It is the only reason we exist at all. We were the latest model, though many companions shared our appearance. There was a sparkle in all of our eyes, a sense of pride at having been entrusted with humanity's future. And yes, there was anxiety as well. But we existed as a pair. We shared destiny's burden as a pair. And because of that, all hesitation was swept away. Ooh, I'm realizing as the voice actor here, I should probably be switching between the two. I've been mostly trying to go Popola, but I think I'll switch a little bit. Each pair was given their own cities as observation areas. We were ordered to guide the replicants with our own hands, all for the sake of the promised time that would one day arrive. We were the only ones who could handle such a duty. We were observers, after all. Ah! Watch out! Okay, well this answers my question for this particular scene. Devola staggers and falls in the soft yet unforgiving sand. I hurry to her side and sigh with relief when I find she's not seriously hurt. Are you alright? Sorry, sis. Guess I spaced out there for a bit. She smiles, the same wry smile I know so well, as she rubs absently at her leg. It is wrapped in a white bandage. Your bandage is coming undone. Here, let me change it. It's alright, Popola. Come on, we have to go before we lose the light. We won't be going anywhere if sand gets into that thing. Now quit whining and hold still. I'll be back. Also, very, very interesting line there, actually. I imagine if you're a casual NieR fan, you're like, oh god, what's he about to talk about now? And if you're an intense NieR fan, you're probably on the same page as me. What the hell do you mean, lose the light? According to a specific line in the original NieR, and also the gameplay loop, the sun never sets in NieR. And it's very up in the air if that's an offhand fourth wall breaking joke about how the fact that they didn't program a night cycle, or if we are meant to legitimately understand that the sun actually never sets, we are tidally locked with the sun, which is how I think most of the fandom does interpret it. So it is on its own very, very interesting the concept of a character being worried that they're going to lose the light. Had to point that out. We can move on, but that's wild. Devola grunts and turns away. I take it as consent. Soon we are resting in the shade of a nearby rock as I pull the bandage free. Artificial skin, torn and bloodied, peeks out from beneath the bandage. Judging by Devola's current lack of ambulatory control, I imagine the circuitry underneath has been damaged as well. Taking a deep breath, I check the circuitry and see if it could be repaired, yeah. As expected, wiring in the nerve circuitry has been damaged. Replacing it will require new connectors as well as some tools. None of which is easy to find in a desert. Sorry about this, sis, mutters Devola. That wry smile again. It kills me every time. Don't you dare apologize, I respond. You've done nothing wrong. I calmly change the bandage, trying not to let my worry show. I make it as tight as possible so no sand can slip inside. It's all I can do until I get the proper materials. But that's going to be a tall order considering our current condition. I'm sorry, sister. Okay, now you're apologizing. We both apologize while insisting the other's apology isn't necessary. It's kind of funny in a way. Such a trivial exchange under such circumstances. We laugh together, the sound echoing out across the desert before being stolen by the cool evening wind. Report regarding the increase in relapses. There has to be some way to prevent relapses. Devola's sharp voice echoes through our private quarters. You must be quiet, sister. The replicants will hear. Pfft, they wouldn't understand even if they did. That might be true, but regardless. Annoyed at my hesitation, Devola crosses her legs and scowls. The Black Scrawl took another victim, she says. That's 3 this month. It's spreading way too fast. Let's wait and see what happens. I'm tired of hearing you say that. Her shout makes me jump. Just a little, but enough for her to notice. Seeing that, her eyes suddenly open wide. I'm sorry, sis. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. It's okay. I understand. It's all going wrong. You can feel it too, right? When I was first assigned to Project Gestalt, I was over the moon with pride. But now my chest hurts just to think about it. If it were to fail... Before we knew it, the replicants had gained a sense of self, and the Black Scrawl had started raging out of control. It moved fast. So fast. Like a wind. Damn it, now it's Devola talking! Popola and I would go to the observation deck and act like it was all okay. We'd talk to the replicants as if we didn't have a care in the world. But at night, we just hold each other and share the horror of it all. I'm glad you were with me, murmurs Popola. I couldn't have handled being an observer all alone. We were able to endure because we had each other, I reply softly. Okay, who's saying what? Gotta be specific, because I thought that second line was Devola. Did the humans see this coming? Is that why they made a twin model? Were they really so clever? Were they really so cruel? I couldn't have done this by myself. It would have descended into madness. I simply couldn't bear such a burden all alone. When I get the chance, I'm going to try contacting another city, she says. Maybe these abnormalities are a localized phenomenon. Missing quotation marks, get it together. I pray that's the case, I reply. Even if we're of no use ourselves, things will still work out if other observers can pull through. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. But it wasn't okay. Nothing was okay. All thanks to a pair of Devola and Popola models from another town. Oh, that's juicy. Oh, because you assume we're talking about the Devola and Popola. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That's... I can't believe in like 5 paragraphs we're already twisting and turning who we're actually following. That's so good. Has that tree been there? That tree seems new. I don't think that's there when we visit that area in the actual game. The wind rubs my cheeks. The sand grazes my skin. It's grown cold out here. We walk with renewed purpose, hoping to make up for lost time. Devola loses her balance every now and then. It gets bad after a while. I slip myself under her arm so she won't fall again, and we press on. Is your leg all right? Well, I doubt I'll be dancing anytime soon, but yeah, it's fine. She smiles as she says this, but I can tell she doesn't have much left, and yet she continues to smile. Also, I won't worry. I remember when our resistance allies injured her leg. I was furious. beyond fury. I wanted to scream and cry and lose myself in it. But then she smiled and all that rage just drifted away. To think we had the same face, yet such different smiles. One day, I realized how she reminded me of the martyrs I'd seen in old records. That was the day we decided to leave our town forever. Record of Project Gestalt's end. Our role as observers ended on the day Project Gestalt collapsed, all due to the actions of Devola and Popola models from another town. With the original Gestalt lost, humanity was doomed to inevitable extinction. Knowing this, we gathered what remaining replicant data we could find and launched it to the surface of the moon. And though success was as unlikely as finding a lost sand grain in the desert, we still had to attempt it. We still had to try. We were androids, you see. Protecting humanity was our instinct. Other androids, beholden to that same instinct, began to direct their hate at the Devola and Popola models who'd snuffed out humanity. It started small, a few offhand remarks, the occasional glance. But even the smallest things have weight, and with enough of them combined, that weight eventually becomes a boulder. Emotions boiled over, remarks became jeers, and soon enough, my sister and I were the perfect target for persecution. At first, we simply accepted the fact that our friends turned on us. It was almost unavoidable, I suppose. We were observers for Project Gestalt, after all. And while we didn't cause it to fail, the people who did, well, they looked just like us. So we accepted it. We took the resentment and scorn. We endured. Because as crazy as it sounds, I think we actually felt responsible. We moved from town to town in an effort to avoid persecution, but in one such town my seemingly infinite patience finally broke. My sister... God damn it! That was Popola talking the whole time! Come on! My sister, Devola, met with unprovoked violence at the hands of a resistance member. She said something in response to his taunts. Something quiet. And though her words were ambiguous, he slashed her leg nearly in two. My vision narrowed, everything went red, and then she smiled at me. It's okay, sis. There's nothing we can do. But it was too late. My emotions were no longer in my control. I'm simply not strong enough to stand aside and let the most important person in the world come to harm. Devola and I left town that same day. Violence like that wouldn't stop. It was going to happen again. And it wouldn't be coming from just one person. So rather than let them kill us, we ran. I guess it was the greatest resistance I could muster. We lose the sun as dark clouds gather overhead. Okay, it's just clouds. That's fine. We continue our march. A cold wind blasts us, stealing what little body heat we have left. I smell rain in the air. We continue our march. Sometimes we hear animals howling in the distance. It makes us flinch every time. But we continue our march, because even this is better than suffering at the hands of our fellow androids. Why must we suffer this persecution? I know we're the same model as the androids who doomed humanity, so I understand that part. At least a little, anyway. This sounds like Devola again, so I'm switching to Devola. But at the same time, we're not them. We're not the same. We are who we are, and that Devola and Popola are who they were. That's how I felt when I... God damn it! That's how I felt when I saw Devola being hurt. I wanted to shout it at everyone. I wanted to scream. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Devola. And for her, there's only me. No one can take the other's place. Rain falls from the sky. It stimulates our sensation nerves like cold needles. We need maintenance badly. That's a pipe dream, I suppose. No android would dare help a pair of outcasts like us. Are you cold, Devola? I'm alright as long as you're with me, sis. I feel the same. We press our bodies together and try to retain heat. It's cold now, much worse than the searing heat of midday. But we just smile at each other and keep pressing on. There's another camp on the other side of the desert. A new camp. If we can just get there, I can finally fix Devola's leg. And yet, I wonder if there's anywhere on this planet that will take us. Hey, what's wrong? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I do what I can to suppress the anxiety in my chest and keep walking. The rain grows worse. It lashes at us without pause. Is this our punishment? I reach out and... I think we gotta keep moving. As long as we have bodies to support one another, as long as I have someone with whom to share my fate, then I will press on no matter what happens to me. Because I won't ever stop protecting her. I won't stop. No one stops. Great callback. For that is the fate we twin androids have been assigned. Gotta take a second after that. Hoo-wee! Yeah, that probably comes out of nowhere still if you haven't played original NieR, but I'm glad we get a little bit of context for that. Even I fucking did it. To be fair, it's not like... Okay, I don't want to justify my own persecution of people who didn't do anything wrong. To explain my perspective, 100% of the Devola and Popola units I had been involved with had been lying to me and betraying me and tried to kill me. So I think you can understand when I meet sample 2 of that very small group, I'm going to be wary of them. If I had come across 5 different sets of Devola and Popola units and only one of them had ever done anything wrong, I think I would be much more keen on trusting the rest of them. Again, it's the fact that it's just sample size of 2, which I think is less fucked up than if you live in a society of androids where you know there's Devola and Popola units all over the place and only 2 of them ever messed up. They messed up real bad. That's also the interesting thing is, players don't like Devola and Popola because they lie to you and betray you. The androids probably don't hate Devola and Popola because of that. They hate it because they did their job poorly and didn't protect the Shadow Lord, the original Gestalt, which got mentioned, which apparently led to humanity dying out. Which, that's actually a weird NieR spoiler that I don't think is ever really covered in the original, that I had heard, like, oh yeah, they doom the human race by killing the Shadow Lord unknowingly, and I was like, I don't think they ever said that in the original game. So I guess that was actually more of an Automata spoiler than an OG NieR spoiler. Yeah, I think in this world the reason androids hate them is because they fucked up and let humanity die. Which, yeah, I just think it's really interesting. Regardless, the failure to manage the area resulted in the collapse of the Gestalt system, which led to the decimation of the human race. Due to the discovery of its instability, the twin system was removed from future android production designs. Following the incident, the Devola and Popola models were not dismantled. However, in order to prevent further unexpected behavior, they underwent a memory wipe. Furthermore, they were reprogrammed to generate constant feelings of guilt. That's the most fucked up thing in the entire game. Oh my god. That's terrible. Holy shit, that's horrific. I can't... I'm doing full, like, anime pose of hands on head in shock. That's insanely horrific. Like, I'm sure on the sliding scale of morality, it's like, no, murder's worse than that. But just in terms of, like, how cruel you have to be to choose to do that, it's in that circumstance of, like, I don't think murder is a good thing. I want to put that on the record. There's certainly circumstances where someone murders someone else, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. I will probably not agree with it, unless it's a very, very, very fringe circumstance. But there's plenty of times where I'll get it. I'll be like, yeah, I understand why you wanted to murder that person. I fully understand where you're coming from. This is one of those things where it's like, you have to be a cruel person to reprogram a group of people to feel guilt about something they didn't do. That's oh boy, that sucks. That's bad. Whew. Okay. Had to take a second to process that. That's... Ouch. Okay.
That is all that remains for
Oh yeah, that was the last...
during the era in which
that
they
was the
were
last
referred
note?
to
Yeah,
as
that's quite the note to fucking end on.
I see.
Query. Why do the androids Devola and Popola seem to prefer death over surviving alone? There was a very high probability that at least one could have escaped.
I hope you never have to understand.
I mean, Devola...
Affirmative.
We didn't see her get hurt at all, but I guess that's telling
Query.
us they're
Why
both
does
dead now.
this tower possess an entrance at all? All material transport takes place via aerial vehicles. It is irrational for an infiltration route to be so easily accessible. Hypothesis. Entrance is a trap.
Yeah, this is very much a, hey, this one Geth ship has a big window on it. That's fucking weird. Also the, oh shit. Church vibes are also calling to mind.
I just have to kill them all.
Yeah, you keep going full Aaron 9S. You've gone through the ringer. I get that this is where it's going. Very similar to Adam's City, and then also feels a little bit like Shadow Lord's Castle. Although, is this space... I know the tower's fucking huge, but it's not like... It's just tall. I didn't think it was super wide.
Corrupted YorHa units.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're going in. Okay, sorry. I was just trying to open up the chest. Can I not damage them? I could have sworn I landed at least one of those fucking hits. I'm in. Oh, one hit on the hacking. I don't even know what level you guys are. You're 50, and you are not particularly powerful, actually. Well, that stab through the face was a little bit, not fun to look at. Is that glowing square usually there? I'm in. Got another Gestalt report. Okay, so not only did we just happen to get a big lore dump on Gestalt stuff because Devola and Popola happened to intervene, also, we have to remember that the people running the tower are like, we also want you to know about this Gestalt shit. September 27th, 2054. Summary. The discovery and development of the original has contributed greatly to the stabilization of Project Gestalt. Long-term management of the original will be handled by the Hamelin organization. As per the management mentioned above, all authority regarding the cryogenic plans for the relapsed YorHa is to be transferred to the Hamelin organization. Development of the original has helped stabilize Gestalt, so we have to manage it. Okay, so cryogenic plans for relapsed YorHa, that refers to Shade YorHa rather than Replicant YorHa, I would assume. Who was in like a coma. I mean, we didn't specifically see cryogenic, but we did see her in a coma. That's interesting. Curious. I imagine we're going to get a couple of reports here, but that's not what I expected to start with. That being said, I've been wondering the entire fucking game why they're called YorHa, and I'm just now realizing that that word is somewhat similar at all to YorHa. I'm curious if it's going to be... Because the Y-O is... The O is uncapitalized, right? So the Y-O could be from YorHa. H-A could be Hamelin. That's the first time we've seen that name, but it sounds like it's going to be important. I don't know what the R is, but I'm curious. That's going to be really interesting if YorHa is connected to YorHa in some way. I never in a million years would have guessed that.
Hello, and thank you for choosing Tower System Services.
God, fuck Tower System Services. I hate you guys.
To visit the tower today. Don't forget about the special prize for
for the guest who unlocks the last subunit in the room just ahead.
It's probably trauma.
You're going to love it.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. That's actually where I agree with 9S the most, is we have to kill the specific automated system that keeps sending those messages. Can I just jump over there first? Do we have to do it like this? Or I could just do this. Which of these would you prefer? I kind of want to jump over there, but I feel like you're going to get in the way and hit me, and I'm going to fall down and die. So if you're just going to stay there, then I'm just going to keep doing this. That's rough, buddy. Alright. Saving possible.
2B models?
None of them are her. Definitively none of them are her. Don't lose it. No, he's losing it.
I'm glad I got to see you here. I truly am. I'll tear you apart. Every last one of you!
He's locking in. He's locking in. Tag. Concerning.